atmosphere in the dead man duo dare to download discussions of the undescribable on Paranormal Frequency Show. Starring the spunky, sagacious, the shameless, the one and only R.R. Stark, along with the jocular, the jittery, junkyard Jennings. Now emerging from the static cling of the universe, the Paranormal Frequency Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to our Halloween edition. This is Paranormal Frequency.
Ooh.
Happy Halloween. I, of course, am Junkyard Jez, and this is, as you know,
Sparky.
and this is our new guest host. She's wonderful. This is
Dust. Hi.
good
Yay.
to yes.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so in honor of the Halloween holiday that it is, we're going we decided we're going to talk to you guys about zombies. Something we're all kind of into and stuff like that. So I
And
guess
what
go
sorry,
ahead.
I was going to say what we could kind of think. One of the things we kind of wanted to talk about was the difference between where zombies kind of originated,
Yeah, the Haitian
and then
zombie.
the history of them, and kind of where that's kind of gone through Hollywood, and the kind of the progression of zombies over the years.
The
Absolutely.
real life, well, actually, the real dead zombies, but you could say real live zombies.
Yeah. Because they had to
That's
come
an
from
oxymoron.
somewhere.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, they had to come from somewhere.
Well,
so
in Haiti, the voodoo witch doctors kind of were the conspirators. They created these people into real human beings into zombies.
yes.
Yes.
But it's not like the Hollywood standard of a zombie. It's supposedly an actual zombie in the Haitian culture is a very different thing. It's
Right.
It's done by a voodoo witch doctor who
Which
is
they
also called a Bakur. I
Right.
believe that's how it's pronounced.
Yes.
Um,
Right in our cheat sheet here.
don't tell them we have a cheat sheet.
God. Oh, well.
We'll look stupid.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
I am stupid. What do you mean? No.
so anyway, these voodoo witch doctors have actually concocted what they call a potion, but it's just a whole bunch of chemicals mixed in that includes things like toxins from poison from like a puffer fish and all this stuff. But they mix this up and they give it to these unsuspecting victims, and it just renders them completely paralyzed, comatose. They actually appear dead. And in this culture that doesn't have a whole lot of the scientific technology and the medical technology that we do, they actually believe, oh, this person, I don't feel a heartbeat, they're dead. So they bury them.
Yeah. Here it even says that they were technically brain dead. And they were void of self-awareness, so they're just kind of like, totally obedient to the master, or the Bokor, however you say that.
So that apparently is the theory on how zombies actually originated, was from Haiti, from the voodoo religion. So
One of the things they used, the witch doctor would use the zombies for was, like they would go and assassinate people they didn't like, And I think an example was a president of some. Let's see here. Well, never mind. Oh, as a dictator. Okay. A dictator named Papa Doc Duvalier. He created a special army of zombies, is what it is, to get out on various missions, performing various misdeeds, whether to just rough people up or to murder them. So they were like assassins in some cases. I throw that out there.
yeah, no, that's great.
Well, I suppose I'm guessing that where the whole idea of the zombie came from, though, is when these people, because they were rendered dead, and then actually kind of came back to life, people thought they were very mystical and things like that.
Supernatural.
And then that also
spooky.
added to the power and the prestige of the medicine doctor
Uh-huh.
because he was able to kill people and bring them back alive.
Right.
So, and
Did you know actually in the Haitian culture there is a law against bringing people back from the dead? It's actually a written law.
That is strange.
is there? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Unlawful zombies.
Yep, because it's such a feared thing there, and it's such a they really believe that these voodoo witch doctors are killing people and they're bringing them back to life as zombies.
If we did that here in the United States, I wonder if they would create a law like that, you know?
Well,
or
I'm guessing that you have
did
to.
they?
I mean, but you have to think that it probably is happening. I mean, because the Haitian culture and the voodoo culture is not, because it's not alive here in South Dakota or where we're at. You know, it doesn't mean that it's not. I mean, if you're going down towards New Orleans and some of these places where it's a much more practiced thing.
Yeah, the Haitians are like, I think they're one of the earlier like voodoo witch doctors, but there is a lot of voodoo in like that, like what you're saying, the New Orleans area, and all that stuff.
A lot of that
crazy.
So I mean, it's I mean the idea is probably happening here in the United States. It's just not nearly as common. I mean, and the other part of it is that with the one of the big differences is that in the Haitian culture, and especially when you're looking at some of this history of going back to like the 17th century and things like that.
West Africa.
We just have we are much more into like the scientific world and things like that. So it's probably not nearly as frightening, or
it's the ignorance of it.
Yes, it's the ignorance of it.
The people actually believe that these voodoo witch doctors are performing magic.
Yes.
Yeah,
and not that it's not that I think the magic doesn't exist, because I'm all about magic. But when it comes to this particular situation, it's just a mixture of chemicals and extracts that are used to cause this, and it is scientific. It causes paralysis, and it causes comatose, and it causes hallucinations, which explains the dazed kind of in this fog kind of thing that these people are in, and these voodoo witch doctors use that to manipulate them and convince them to go do things. So that's basically, and that's what it is. Sadly, unfortunately, I don't think there is a whole lot of abracadabra, whammy, go play with my balls kind of thing going on. So I don't know, it's pretty crazy. So I don't know, what do you guys think about these like Hollywood zombies?
And now, a local public service announcement on zombies. Are they indeed the next Red Menace, or a new phase in Reaver Madness? Stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's lesson is on zombies. And I brought my zombie text with me to use from. As we demonstrate with this young woman here, we're going to do some experiments. Notice the blood oozing out of her mouth, and that she probably has no brain in her head. However, I do, because I'm smart. Now, contrary to Hollywood belief, the reaction time of real zombies is in fact quite slow. Allow me to demonstrate. Well, got some kind of reaction there. We have found that the only stimulus that quickens the reaction time is the slightest way, the sight of human flesh, that is. And in this particular zombie's case, the smell of her own fingers. Very interesting. And she smells, too. This has been Professor Tidbit having a final thought with you. For those of you who love rainbows, may your rubbers stay slippery.
Hollywood zombies, I think they just took an idea of the Haitian culture.
Yeah.
And they basically, they've taken it and they've spun it.
Took it and ran
and
with
made
it.
Yeah, exactly. Taken it and
Yeah.
ran with it. That's a perfect way to.
It's almost like a
explain it.
fantasy version of a real phenomena, but you know.
Yeah. Which Hollywood's never done before, you know.
Well, and I think just, I mean, when you take something that has that real life base to it, it kind of adds to the idea of, could this possibly happen?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, hopefully people are smart enough to realize the distortion in the Hollywood versions and things like that.
Yeah.
But with it having a little bit of a historical base and, of course, still happening in Haiti, it's like, it gives it that wonder.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, it created a whole zombie mythology, that evolved from something real to something a little bit more, and as I said, more of a fantasyized version. And now they have the viral zombies, like you become a zombie through some kind of a virus.
Yeah. Okay. What's all? Okay. What's all the ways that Hollywood does it? Let's see.
Yeah.
They do biological, which is like virus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They've done magic, which is the voodoo aspect of it.
Natural.
Let's see. What the hell else have they done? Oh my God. They've done government kind of like cover-ups and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
That's how people.
Yeah.
God, what the heck else? Off the top of my head, I think the words biological and like government, I think that covers a lot of it because they did a lot of viruses.
Oh yeah.
Like they use it for warfare and all this stuff. So that's kind of
right.
all the things that they've done, and then they turn it into this kind of apocalypse.
Oh yeah, zombie apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
Especially George R. Romero. He has done a lot of zombie movies, and I think that really caught fire with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And popularized it.
Yeah.
It popularized it. The Hollywood zombie movies have they're the cult classics. They're usually pretty low budget.
Oh yeah, but people think they're cool, and the zombies are so cool, But they're
and I think part of the draw of them is not just the zombie aspect, but actually the fact that they are these B movies, that they have this cult following,
and it's inspired zombie walks, all over the country. That's what's amazing,
Yep.
Everybody's got to look like a zombie now.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Like in our own special town, put a shout out to the zombie walkers.
Oh yeah.
Of downtown. It's awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. But
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's cool. But a lot of people do it. A lot of people are into it. And it's just the progression of how zombies have changed, especially in the last I think it's probably maybe 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
If you look at Romero, Night of the Living Dead. Have you seen Night of the Living Dead?
I haven't.
Okay. Dawn of the Dead and all
the zombies. Seriously, like if you had 50 zombies after you and you just walked away from them, you would be free. It's like that. They don't move at all. Seriously, you could walk up to them like thunk. And that'd be it.
Okay.
They're still scary, and they want your brains,
Oh yeah, well, the whole idea, because
Yeah.
But now you look at the zombies these days; they're like zombies on freaking meth. They're like crazy. They've totally changed. They've like the new Dawn of the Dead, the remake of Romero's. Like you watch Romero's Dawn of the Dead, it's very same thing. Zombies are slow moving. They're just sit there
around, droning,
pound on the window glass. They don't do shit. Once they get you,
that's
But when it comes to like the remake, those zombies were nuts. They were just like they were like superhuman.
It keeps evolving, or it's really devolving, but in a way it evolves. It changes. They keep adding new things to it.
Well, and I think the other part of it is that the current movies have actually, I think, taken that B horror thing and humorized it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of humorous ones. Shaun of the Dead, Fido. What else?
Awesome. Zombieland was kind of like
borderline.
Yeah.
It was very funny.
Good,
there was a lot of humor to it and a lot of things like that.
But it was awesome.
Oh yeah,
it was hilarious.
So I think that's a lot of it is like taking that aspect and kind of taking their roots and continuing with it, but mainstreaming them, and of course adding a lot bigger budgets and things like that, but keeping that cheesy effect to it.
One thing that I've noticed, it's kind of a downfall, I think, with what they've done with, like, if you want to talk about zombie flicks and stuff, they've really taken it. Even Romero has done this, in fact. They've taken all the special effects and turned